Hi everyone, it's Mirka here. So today we're going to continue with the part 2 of full individual eyelash extension training manual. So let's get started. We're going to continue with hygiene and safety. So the first point I've got here is hair tied bag, no jewelry, nails should be short and tunic must be worn. So when it comes to tunic, it's just to look more presentable for your client. Obviously, if you do want to wear your own clothes, you can do so, but make sure you look nice and presentable. When it comes to the hair up, we don't want to tickle our client's face, so she's laying in front of you, you are doing eyelash extensions, and sometimes you have to lean over her. So if you've got your hair down, that means sometimes you can tickle her face, and that's not very hygienic. Also, when it comes to jewelry, make sure that you wear minimum jewelry. You don't want nothing too long. So like I said, if you do gonna lean over her a little bit, you don't want to tickle her with your long earrings or long necklace. You don't want to in bracelet right next to her ear, so she just needs to relax. So minimum jewelry. So give your consultation form to your client. She has to fill it out, she needs to sign it, and from this client consultation form you're going to find out if she's had any reaction from the previous beauty treatment. You need to wash your hands thoroughly. I also use the antibacterial gel after I wash my hands with the soap. You don't want to smoke just before she comes, because she can smell it from your skin, from your hair, and your hands will be actually on her face as well. So please, if you are a smoker, try to smoke at least 20 minutes before she comes, and then again clean your hands really thoroughly. Eventually you can spray some perfume on you and use some chewing gum or some mints. You can line your surface with couch roll, and never use disposable tools again for another client or on the same client. Everything disposable has to be binned straight away, so we do not wash it afterwards. The things what you're gonna wash would be mainly your tweezers. So we've got the barbicide here. So it's like a blue liquid, and I just chuck all my tweezers in there. I just leave it there for over the night, and I know for the next day it's ready for all my clients. While you're doing eyelash extensions, your client's eyes has to be closed the whole time. But in case of emergency, if she says that her eye stinks, or if you feel that something entered into her eye, what we do have, or what you can buy, is a sterile saline solution. So it looks like that. It's from eBay as well. I take that everywhere with me. So this is like a kind of first aid for her. So if you drop something into her eye, let's say it's right eye, you're gonna ask her to lean her head to the left. You're gonna place the towel underneath, and you're gonna squirt the whole liquid into her eye from the outer corner. So everything what comes out from the inner corner goes straight onto the towel instead of her left eye. Okay, so the towel is really important to be there. So squirt the whole thing in. If the discomfort is still there, she needs to go and seek medical help. Make sure you always cover your client's bottom lashes. You can cover them with the micropore tape, with the gel pads, or with the collagen pads. It doesn't matter, but they have to be covered. If you don't cover them, you can stick her lashes together, which is big no-no. So now I'm gonna cover a little bit before, during, and after the treatment. So make sure you explain to your client again what's going to happen, and the communication is really important to find out what look does she want to achieve. Now, this is going to be slightly harder because sometimes your own client don't even know what she wants until you completely explain to her what kind of look can she achieve. Some people have told me, I want them really natural but slightly longer, but I want them quite visible, so quite glam. So she kind of like went from really natural into glam. So you need to make sure that you understand completely your client, what look does she want to achieve. So I am asking them, do you want them much longer or slightly longer? Do you want them more glamorous or more natural? So you try to find out what does she want. You can show her different lash mapping as well, for example, like dolly look or cat eye, a squirrel look. You can explain to her how does it look like, maybe show her a few pictures from your previous clients as well with their permission. Now, if you are doing mobile treatment, you have to think about everything. If she's got children or some animals, you cannot just spread all your equipment all around her floor or all around her table. Whatever you use, you make sure that you close, you put it inside into your kit, and then you close your kit as well. Because if she's got, let's say, dog, and he comes to your adhesive and he's gonna start chewing on the adhesive, your insurance will not cover you for that. So whatever you use, you make sure you close it, put it into your kit, and you close the kit. If she comes to you and you have some children or some animals, you need to make sure that you've got someone who is going to look after your kids while you're doing the treatment. If you've got some animals, you need to tell her beforehand about that. Some people might be allergic to cat fur or dog fur, so I think it's fair if you tell her that you've got animals. Now, if they say that's fine, if they come to your house, maybe it would be better if your dog or cat would be closed in another room, because maybe that client doesn't want a jumpy dog. So let her go into your beauty room, and then you can let your dog out. She has to feel nice and safe in your environment, so you don't want any old wardrobe what is about to fall out. She's gonna close her eyes and she's gonna be thinking, oh my god, this is gonna fall out on me. So make sure that she feels nice, relaxed and comfortable in your environment. Because she's gonna be laying still for 1.5 hours while you're doing eyelash extensions, it's always better to ask her if she needs to go to the loo before you start the treatment. If her eyes become irritated, you have to stop the treatment straight away and clean her eyes. Never apply eyelash extension on the eyelid. Always apply it around 1 millimeter further away from the eyelid, because that extension might be poking into her eyelid, which is not comfortable and it can create sty. We're going to be using minimum glue with individual eyelash extensions, so never apply glue directly onto her natural lashes. Tools and supplies. So when it comes to tools and supplies, you have to make sure everything is ready before you go and see your client or before she comes and see you. Everything needs to be nice and clean and ready for your treatment. We're going to be using antibacterial gel to wash our hands, primer or oil-free makeup remover. So primer you can buy from any supplier, oil-free makeup remover you can buy in any chemist. We're going to be using that to remove extra oils from the natural lashes. As you know, our lashes provides natural oil, so for the glue to stick better, for the eyelash to hold better, we have to get rid of those natural oils, and we're going to be using oil-free makeup remover or primer. Then we're going to be using micropore tape. So micropore tape, it's only, this one is from chemist, and it's quite sticky tape. Now that tape can be used for a few different things. Because it's very sticky, we don't want to put excuse me, we don't want to put directly this tape onto her skin down here to hold the bottom lashes down, because if you do remove it, she might have quite red patches in there. It can be quite sensitive. This skin is very sensitive. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna ask for your client hand. Okay, we're gonna place it in here and we're just gonna unstick it, and that's now is ready to go on her bottom lashes. Now the reason we do that is because if you're gonna get rid of that stickiness from your own hand, our top layer, it's a dead layer, so we don't want our dead skin on that micropore tape what is going directly under her eye. So always make sure that you get rid of the stickiness on the top of your client's hand. Okay, so we can be using it to hold the bottom lashes down. We can be using the micropore tape to hold the eyelid slightly higher up, so that could be very useful for someone who's got hooded eyelid. So like I explained already, the eyelash extension should be applied around 1 millimeter away from the eyelid. So if your client has got a hooded eyelid, it's really difficult for you to see where is the actual lash line. So it's gonna be quite handy if you're just gonna grab Micropore tape and stick, for example, 2 tapes to hold the eyelid slightly higher up so you can see nicely where is her lash line, and like this you can make sure that you apply extensions really close to her eyelid. Another thing what you can be using the Micropore tape for can be a little trick for the inner corners. So it's going to be quite hard to reach the inner corners for some people or with some people. So what you can do, you can grab Micropore tape, place it onto the eyelid and just gently pull it to the side, so it's gonna literally open up like fan. So that can be a little trick for you there. Then we're gonna be using collagen pads or gel pads to hold the bottom lashes down, which is much more comfortable than the Micropore tape. So I prefer the gel pads. You're gonna be using mascara brushes to brush the eyelashes. Always use the disposable mascara brushes, and I'm always giving that mascara brush to my client so she can take it home with her and she can just brush them daily. You're gonna need 2 tweezers. I'm using 1 curved and 1 straight. The curved one is in my left hand. This is for isolation, and the straight one, I'm right-handed, so I'm using the straight tweezers to pick the lash and apply it onto my isolated lash. I'm using the ring for my adhesive. I know many people are using the jade stones, but I prefer the ring. If you are using the little ring, make sure that it's always facing upwards. Never place it on the side, because if your client is in right front of you and your hand is a little bit tilted, you're just gonna drop all the adhesive onto her hair, onto her face, and we don't want to do that. If you don't trust yourself, if you don't think that your ring can be pointing the whole time up, which is completely understandable. At the beginning you're probably going to be thinking about so many things. Maybe at the beginning you can just have your adhesive on the little jade stone right next to her. Now the adhesive needs to be topped up every 20 to 30 minutes, otherwise it's not gonna be good anymore for the extensions. Now if you are topping up the adhesive, guys, this is really important. Never ever open the adhesive above your client's eyes, face, hair, or the clothes. Whatever you do, do not do that. So you come from the side, you open up your adhesive, you're gonna place 1 little dab of the adhesive, just a 1 little dot of the adhesive right next to the old one, if you're topping it up, right next to the old one, and that could be your new adhesive. Okay, so never ever open it up on the top of your client's face. Once you open the adhesive, I would probably keep it, I would probably change it every 2 to 3 months. You'll be able to see that it's gone off a little bit, so just replace it for the new one, and like this, you know, you've got nice and strong adhesive for your client. Then we're going to be using individual eyelash extensions. I would highly recommend for you to buy the tray lashes or lashes in a tray. Do not buy loose ones, because the way you pick your lash is the way it's going to go on your client's eyes. So the loose ones is really hard. You would need to pre-stick them before you actually going to apply on your client's eyes, because they normally lay on the table like that. So when you pick it up, you have to twist your hand to put them into the right position, so they are actually facing up, and no one's got time for that anymore. So I would really highly recommend to get the lashes in a tray. They are already all of them pre-stacked in that direction, so all you have to do is just literally pick 1 lash and that goes directly onto your client's lashes. Magnifying glasses, this is just a little gadget what you can buy if you want to. Now this was really handy for us when we were doing mobile treatments. We went to our client's house and she's had quite dark room, or 1 little Himalayan lamp in a corner, and I could hardly see the lashes. Now she didn't have big enough for me to open up my beauty bed. I didn't take my floor lamp with me, so this was absolutely fantastic. You've got a little light here on the top. The glasses sit like a normal glasses, and they are called magnifying glasses because this actually comes with 5 different lenses. So if you are a glass wearer, you can just use those glasses, and that's going to be really helpful for you to do eyelash extensions even if it's dark. Now, if you've got the salon at home, obviously the best would be the floor lamp with the magnifying glass in there if it's necessary, but the light is really important in this treatment. You have to see properly individual eyelash extension because we have to isolate them, so light is a must. And the last thing what you can be using, it's a little air blower, fan, nano mist, whatever you want to be using, because once you finish your set, you just want to get rid of those fumes from the adhesive. So you can just use, let's say, air blower, and you just get rid of those fumes. So once your client open up her eyes, she doesn't have to have those like watery or stinging eyes from the fumes.